Well, the House GOP's debt limit bill now facing an uphill battle, with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer dismissing the bill, calling it the Republican Default on America Act. The Senate Majority Leader releasing a statement this morning, quote, if Speaker McCarthy was a serious good faith negotiator, he would not have let extremists take him hostage and move this debate in the wrong direction. Schumer taking a much different stance compared to back in 2011 when he said this about negotiating a debt ceiling.
Well, look, I think neither side should play games with the debt ceiling because it's so vital. We ought to come together like grown-ups and come somewhere in the middle. We Democrats believe we have met them part of the way. We have heard the message that we need to cut waste, inefficiency, and even some programs.
Joining me now, Virginia Congressman, member of the House Budget, Appropriations, and Judiciary Committees, Ben Cline. Congressman, good morning to you. So Chuck Schumer saying one thing in 2011 and a very different thing in 2023.
Shocking, isn't it? No, it's clear that they are trying to have it both ways. You know, Nancy Pelosi talked about the normal procedure of attaching legislation to a debt ceiling bill. Joe Biden has voted for it in the Senate many times. And so for us to have reforms to the process that will help rein in this wasteful spending to increase the debt ceiling, that's just normal procedure. So we hope they come to the table, negotiate in good faith, and put this behind us.
But it's been 2 months. Kevin McCarthy went to the White House 2 months ago.
Yeah, and all that time they kept
nothing for the Biden administration. Nothing.
They kept saying, yeah, right. They kept saying, oh, well, you need to pass a bill. You need to pass a bill. Well, we have passed a bill. The Senate hasn't passed a bill. If they really want to move ahead on the debt ceiling, pass a bill and we'll consider it. But we're the only body, the House is the only body that's actually passed a debt ceiling bill that's going to make sure we keep the markets functioning. You know, the markets are going to get nervous if the Senate keeps its my way or the highway approach, and the president needs to actually engage and be an adult in the room. Kevin McCarthy's the only adult in the room right now. We could use more.
Yeah. All right. Well, and again, you know, McCarthy's proposition is $1.5 trillion. We'll raise it, but with conditions. Fiscal responsibility in Washington. It's a novel concept. Hopefully that will catch on. I want to move on to the news of the day, though. The Biden administration's new mortgage rule goes into effect today. So this penalizes home buyers that have good credit. So borrowers with lower credit scores can pay less. House Republicans introducing a bill to block this law. You're calling it the Responsible Borrowers Act. So give me your thoughts on this rule, and also, do you have the votes in the House to get this new bill passed?
Well, I think so. You know, the housing market's very fragile right now. Borrowers are not going to want more frustration, more confusion as they try and get a mortgage, to be told you have to pay $40 a month extra on your mortgage to help subsidize those who don't have credit scores that are as good, who haven't saved as much for a down payment. That's going to be very frustrating and very confusing for borrowers. So we're going to take action in the House. We're going to reject this new move by the Biden administration. And I think the Senate, just as they did with the D.C. crime bill, is going to feel pressure from their constituents to take action and send it to the president.
I hope you're right, because we've been talking about it all morning on set. Chris Murkowski is on set with me here in New York. Go ahead, Chris.
Congressman Cline, again, you know, it's almost like you go back to the 1970s schoolhouse rock with the I'm just a bill. So we're dealing with a situation where you've got all of these acronym agencies within the executive branch of government that act as judge, jury, and executioner on everything. This is what we need to rein in. When you just get some arbitrary, you know, government entity that's just making these rules and saying, okay, you've got to pay this, that's problematic. When are we going to start doing away with these agencies?
Absolutely. And one of the things we put in the debt ceiling increase is something called the REINS Act, which when there's any agency that promulgates a regulation that is going to cost the government over $100 million, Congress has to approve it. So going forward, it's going to really rein in the regulations that are coming out of the bureaucracy. But for now, we really have to put a stop to these regulations coming out of the administration, like the one we're seeing on mortgages.
Before you run, I want to ask you about this. Hunter Biden's expected to appear in an Arkansas court this morning. Now, this is over a child support battle with the mother of one of his daughters. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson joined Maria on Sunday Morning Futures yesterday with a bombshell allegation about Secretary of State Antony Blinken's ties to the first son. I want to watch you to watch this and get your reaction on the other side, sir.
So just to be clear, you just said you believe Antony Blinken lied to you under oath.
Yes, he did. He said he did not email Hunter Biden, and now we have those emails. We also know that his wife, using her private email address when she was a employee of the State Department, was basically a conduit between her husband and Hunter Biden as well.
Congressman, your reaction to that allegation?
Well, the Secretary of State and his wife better save their records, better keep that server. No bleach bit being used here. We're going to need to see those emails.
All right. Congressman Ben Cline, good to have you on the show this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.